Well, good evening and welcome to Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle with the emphasis on lifestyle. Hi, my name is Terry Shire, your Amazon private label coach, and I just happy to be here tonight. I'm just excited because we're going to talk about is Amazon private label selling for you? You know, it's not for everybody. I like it was, and so sign everybody up to my course, and I could retire and go bathe on, and all that good stuff. But that's a bunch of nonsense. Amazon private label selling is not for everybody. There's certain ones it's for, and there's certain ones you shouldn't. For once, it takes some money. You know, you need to have anywhere from 3 to 5,000. With that being said, I also know that there's some good friends of mine that started out with 500, and they're doing fine. So it's up to you. But the thing of it is, Amazon private label is not exactly for everybody. But let's get talking about it. First of all, before we do, I want you to notice that these are the those links over there on the side. About halfway through, I've got a note to myself. I'm going to take those down and I'll put the question and answers up. But the thing about the question and answer, when I go into the slideshow, I can't see the question and answer until I exit the slideshow. So it really doesn't do much good to put it up there. So I'm going to leave those links in case you're interested. The top link is my YouTube channel. The middle link is the Google Plus, and the bottom thing is a link to the course, some little self-promotion right there, which reminds me, before I think about it, if anybody's, a couple of people have asked me about, the course is $345, and a couple of people have asked me if I would be willing to, break it into 2 payments or 3 payments, and yes, I would. And if that would interest more people, if you shoot me an email, I'll set it up for you, or I'll just set it up permanently like that. So just let me know if you're interested in that. Enough on that. Like I say, it's $345, and if I broke it down into 3 payments, it would be what am I doing? 345. So that's 115. So we'd make it. It's supposed to be 349. What am I saying? I'm tongue-tied here. So we'd make it maybe 120 or something like that for 3 payments. 3 payments of 120. But anyway, if you're interested in that, shoot me an email. There's my links right there, or Terry Shire at Google Plus, or you can catch me on Enduring Bamboo, or Terry Shire on Facebook. So I'm there, willing to talk to you, willing to work it out for you. I just want you to be successful. So that's what it's all about. So tonight we are going to talk about, is Amazon private label selling for you? Like usual, I've got a PowerPoint presentation set up here, and we're going to go with that. As soon as I get over here, we're going to hit the screen share thing like this, and it's all set up, ready to go. It's my favorite couple sitting in their Jeep. They're ready to talk to you tonight. It's right here. Is private label selling for you? And it's all about the lifestyle. I always open up and say it's all about the lifestyle, with the emphasis on the lifestyle, because that's what it's all about. Private label is the only part about doing business on Amazon where you can do it from the tailgate of your Jeep. You can do it from your office in your home. You can do it from wherever you want. You don't need to be worrying about sourcing and bagging and shipping to UPS and all that. That's not what we're teaching you here. We're teaching you how to do it without all that, and that's why it's about the lifestyle. This is the one way that you can sell on Amazon, have a thriving, successful business on Amazon, and yet be able to do it from the back of your Jeep. Our gentleman there is that he's actually supposed to be depositing a check. I thought that was kind of neat because, and she's sitting there having a glass of wine, or maybe it's apple juice. I don't know, whatever it is, doesn't make any difference, but they're having a good time. They're enjoying their retirement. They're enjoying their life, and they're doing it their way. And that's what private label selling is all about. So, and don't think now I am pushing private label because that's what we teach, and that's what the lifestyle is all about. But there's some people that it's not for you, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Is Amazon private label selling for you? So let's get started. And so let's start. Logical place to start is, what is private label selling? So private label selling is where you the manufacturer, have your product made to your specification, packaged to your specification, and then you arrange to sell your product through different platforms. And that's about, I worked on that, and it took me not a long time. What I'm saying, that's what I came up with. And then that's what private label selling is as far as this course is concerned. That's what it's all about. It's you, the manufacturer, and it's your product, your specifications. So with that said, what is involved in private label selling? All right. So in other words, what do you have to do? What are you going to have to do if you're going to get into private label selling? What's involved? What are you going to have to do? Well, the first thing you're going to have to do is pick a product. Now, you notice it's more than pick a product that is selling well. And why do I say it? Because that's part of the private label lifestyle. We're not here to reinvent the wheel. We're not here to come up with the next hula hoop or the next Cabbage Patch doll or anything like that. We're here to take a product that's selling well on Amazon. It's got a good rank on Amazon, and then we're going to take it and we're going to make that product better. You understand what I'm saying? We'll pick a product that's selling well, and then we're going to make that product better. There's a lot of ways you can make that product better. The perceived value, like I say, you can change the packaging, you can change the instructions, you can add instructions, you could add a CD of uses, of seeing the product in use. There's a lot of things you can do to make that product better. And at least when I say better, I'm talking about the perceived value of that product. That's what you want to work on, is making the perceived value of that product better. It might be 3 cents worth of an improvement, but man, you can make it look like $10 worth of improvement. That's what you have to do. That's part of selling. That's part of putting the product together. That's what you have to do. Because with private label, all your work is done up front, so you can enjoy that lifestyle. Once you get that product sent into Amazon, you're done with it. All you have to do is you even set it up in Amazon, so Amazon notifies you when it's time to order the product. They notify you, you order the product, have it sent to Amazon, and that's all you have to do. That's it, folks. Make the product better. Oh, there's a phone, and I didn't unplug my phone. I'm sorry, my wife will get it though. So you want to find a source to manufacture products for you. Now, whether that can be, you can go to Alibaba and find somebody overseas. You can go, like I do, to Google. We teach you that in the course, how to go and go deep in there. And I found a heck of a good manufacturer over in Ohio that does one of my products. Excellent job, and they're right here in the States. And so, one of my suppliers is up in Canada. So I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not particular to any certain place. Wherever I can get the best deal and get the best product, and it works out good for me, and it works out good for that manufacturer. That's a marriage made in heaven, and that's what we want. We want to do things so that it works to our benefit. That's what it's all about. So. What's involved in private label selling again? Of course, you find a source to manufacture the product. Then you have to design the packaging for your product. Sometimes you can work with the packaging they got, just put your label on it. Sometimes no. Sometimes you're going to have to redesign that, retool it, and design a packaging for your product. Because, like I say, you want to make your product better. That's not set on that, but you want to make your product better. You don't want to have the same old run-of-the-mill product as your competitor. You want to make your product better, at least perceived value. You understand? Now, so then what do we do after that? Then we have the MOQ, minimum order quantity of the product manufactured. You want to have that once you get this design and everything designed, worked out with your supplier, and you want to try and have your supplier. Most suppliers will even have your box or your label or whatever you're having printed for you. They'll put it in. They'll put inserts. You want to put a love letter to your client or whoever buys your product, a love letter to them. You want to have that put inside your package and give that all set. So when it arrives at Amazon, it's got any stickers it needs. It doesn't need to be done. It's sent right to Amazon, and you're ready to go. They can, the moment they get it unloaded, they can start selling it. That's what you want. So, and then you have your product shipped to yourself or or seller, which I presume is Amazon. I'm presuming most of this stuff is we're talking about Amazon sellers. Now, I realize there's other places and you can, but so have the product shipped to yourself for Amazon. Now, if you want to enjoy the lifestyle, you're not going to ship it to yourself. You're going to ship it to Amazon and let Amazon or the manufacturer usually takes care of everything. So Amazon doesn't have to, if they have to have Amazon put a label on there, which you really shouldn't if you're doing private label, because you should have it on your UPC on your own label on your product. So well, that being said, that's what's involved in private label selling. There's of course that's a simplified version. There's more you get when you get into it, but basically that's what it do. When private label selling, all the work is done up front. Once you get that product set to Amazon, you're good to go. And other than to reorder the product and then reorder the product and reorder the product, that's all you're going to have to do. Amazon will take care of everything else. And the nice thing about it, every 2 weeks, they deposit money right in your account. And you can't hardly beat that. Might sound like a record, and I keep repeating that and repeating it. But man, it's a marriage made in heaven. You've got it made, man. That's what private label is all about. So what's involved in private label selling? We just went through it. What is involved? And this is the last part. I'm sorry. So once we do all those, then we have to set up distribution for the product. In other words, part of that is when you set up distribution of the product, it's filling out the Amazon listing for the product, and that's with the keyword dense title and a keyword dense description that sells with a call to action. Say me one more time, with a call to action. Amazon gives you 2,000 characters in that description, and if you're using anything less than 1,997 of them, shame on you. You're wasting selling space. So make sure you fill that up and get it in with keyword dense descriptions. Okay, you arrange for an initial promotion of the product. Well, how do you do that? Well, there's a lot of different ways you can. You can do it by putting that Amazon promotion. You can do an Amazon promotion. You can do press releases with a coupon. There's a lot of different things you can do, and we're not going to get into all those different ways tonight because that doesn't fit. But that's something you do, and that's the main reason for doing that is not only to promote the product, but to drive traffic to the product, because he who drives the most traffic to his product gets the #1 position in Amazon. Let me say that. He who drives the most traffic to his product gets the #1 position in Amazon. What do I mean by the #1 position? I'm saying when somebody types in blue widgets and you're selling blue widgets, if you want that #1 spot to come up there as your product, as Terry's blue widgets, that's what you want. You want to drive product, and the person that drives the most traffic to their product is the one that gets that position. Amazon wants to do nothing more than make money. They want your product to be great. They want your product to sell. They'll do anything in their power to help you make your product. That's the reason they provide you with all that stuff, because they want your product to sell. They don't want your product to flounder. They want it to go, but you're not going to get it if you sit there and don't do anything. And then finally, I wrote down there, besides driving traffic spot, you have to promote, and then you promote the product some more. Now, this thing tonight, this hangout tonight, is not the place to go into all those different ways to promote. We've talked about them, and we'll probably do another one in the future. Which reminds me, one little shameless, not an ad or something like that. Any of the Google Hangouts that I've already done, they're all available on my website, privatelabelselling.com. If you look over on the right side, they're all listed right there. And as that fills up, we'll put them on another page. But it's getting to be a pretty long list. But any of these topics that we've covered in the back, you're welcome to go over. There's no charge to look at them. You go over and look at them. And one more time, that's privatelabelselling.com. Real simple, and you're going to see them over in the right-hand column. The the Google Hangouts that we've done. So go over and take advantage of them. There's a lot of good information there, and I invite you to go over and take a look at them, and and learn from them, and put them to use. That's what it's all about, and that's what we're here for. So, what is the difference with private label selling? Well, we've mentioned this already tonight. With private label, all the work is done up front. With if you're doing retail arbitrage or something like that, you go out in the morning and you source, you come back in the afternoon, you bag and you label, and you ship to Amazon. And you know what the neat thing about it is? You get to do the same thing tomorrow, and you get to do the same thing day after that, and the same thing day after that, and that, because you know what? That's a job, folks. And the only way you're going to keep it, you got to feed that beast. With private label, you're feeding the beast, but you're feeding them maybe 2-3 months worth at a time. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to, and the labeling and all that's taken care of. What's the difference? With private label, all the work is done up front. You don't have to worry about any of that. Other types, you start fresh every day. I just told you, you go out in the morning and you source, and then you come home in the afternoon, you pack and label, and then you send the UPC. You send the what am I trying to say? You send the UPS. What can I tell you? Or you call up using UPS, or you have them stop by every afternoon and pick it up. However you want to do it, but it's something you do every day and every day and every day, because if you don't send in every day, you're not going to keep your inventory up. That's what it's all about, and that's what makes private label so different. Okay, with private label, you're creating a business that can be built, expanded, or sold. Let me tell you that one more time. I know you think I harp on this. With private label, you're creating a business that can be built, expanded, or sold. What can I tell you? That's the main advantage of private label. You're creating a business that you can will to your kids. You can give to your kids, or you can sell. When you just plain out decide you've had it, you want to sell it, you can sell it because you've got a sellable business. With retail arbitrage, wholesale, and that, you don't have a sellable business because you're the business. There's what we're talking about. One of the other hangouts that I did here a couple months ago is entitled, "Are you building a business or a job?" And I think the majority of people out there selling on Amazon are building a job. And so I just invite you to go listen to that thing and just decide for yourself. If you want to build a business, if you want to, a business, then build it. But if you want to build a job, I think you're foolish. But you know what? I'm telling you, and I know that from the thing because I did it for 20 some years. I built a great job. And when I went to sell that job, I found out I couldn't sell it. The only way I could sell it is if I had to sign a contract that I would go and work for the people I sold it to for the year. Now, that wasn't fun. But that's what I had to do to sell my business. And I don't want to see you doing that, because most of the time, and I was lucky to do like that, and I didn't get very much money, not anywhere what I should have gotten from my business, because my business was worth a lot, but the business was me. And that's what those people, when you're doing retail arbitrage, you're doing wholesale and that's what you're doing. You're not creating a business you can sell. So that's up to you. Other types, you establish a job for yourself and it can't be sold. I don't want to see you do that, folks. And I know you think I'm harping on that, but I am, because it makes so much difference. It's so much difference when you can take a business and you can sell it, or you can give it to your kids, or you can hire a manager for it. Whatever you want to do, and live off the profits. You can do it. That's the neat thing. It's like a regular business that you can sell. So private label selling can be done anywhere you have an internet connection. One more time, private label selling can be done anywhere you have an internet connection. See, because you're not, well, let's go down. The other types, retail arbitrage, wholesale, and that, you're confined to wherever you pack and ship. Now, I know there's even a book out there on Amazon that one guy that does it from his camper, not camper, but a real nice not mobile home, what do I want to say, travel trailer. He does it from there, but still, you've got to set up your scales, you've got to do everything. When you get to a town, you have to find out where the UPS store is. There's a lot of things you got to do. With private label selling, you don't have to do it. You just enter your order on your little computer, As long as you got an internet connection, go to McDonald's in the morning for breakfast, sit there, enter your orders on the computer, send them off, you're done for the day. You can do whatever rest you want. You don't have to worry about where the UPS store is, where anything else is. My gosh, folks, that's where it's at. That's the private label lifestyle. Private label allows you to travel. Those other businesses allow you to travel to the UPS store. I thought that was kind of clever. What can I tell you? But basically, that's it. You can travel around the country, or you can travel to the UPS store, folks. That's one of the differences in private label selling. So what is private label lifestyle? And you hear me talk about this. And in one word, it's freedom. It's freedom. It's building a sellable, inheritable business you control. Doesn't get much simpler than that. Building a sellable, inheritable business you control. It means being creative on the beach or wherever you want to be. I don't care. You can do it from your back porch. You can do it like I do. I've got a little office here in my house. Do it like that. And you can see the residents of, because I took that year out before I decided to teach this about 2-3 years ago. But before I did, I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about, because I did the private label, that's no problem. But as far as the wholesale, the retail arbitrage of that. So I took a year out and I did that. And I did it to my utmost. And I built I was a cookie champion. Not really, but I did. I did a lot of retail arbitrage as far as cookies and food stuffs and everything like that. And I got my fill of it. I'm telling you, folks, I would do that in the morning. I went out and sourced, came back in the afternoon and packaged and labeled and put it off, and then drove to the UPS store. Or I'd have the UPS store come here, depends on how many boxes I had. But that's what it's all about. That's not what I want to do the rest of my life, And so I came back, and once I did all that and learned all that, and so I knew what I was talking about. So I'm not going to stand up here and criticize something I don't know about. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm not criticizing anybody. If you want to do that, if you want to work on a job, you go right ahead. Because I'm not saying they're not making good money. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, if you're going to go to all that trouble and all that, why not build a business that is sellable and inheritable? And building a job, nobody wants to buy a job. Nobody's going to do it. So what is a private lifestyle? You can be creative on the beach or wherever you want to be, because all you have to do is promote. You can do your laptop and you can do those promotions, write those press releases, or write the articles, or however you want to promote. Set up Amazon promotions. You can all do that from the beach or wherever. And so what is private label lifestyle? It's enjoying life to the fullest. So what can I say, folks? It's enjoying life to the full. So what are you creating? Are you creating a job? Or are you creating a business? Now, just ask yourself. There's no condemnation, like I say, one way or the other. So what are you creating? A job or a business? Is Amazon private label selling for you? Just that question. Is Amazon private label selling for you? You've got to answer that question. I can sit here and preach and talk and say all this stuff and everything, but it all depends on you and what you want to do, because it's a different animal. I'm going to tell you that. When you have to come up with some of the labels and all that, which like I say, once you get the first couple down, it's like clockwork, and it's no thing. But it takes some. It's a different learning curve. It's a different process, but it's well rewarding over the other ones. So is Amazon private label selling for you? That's what you got to decide. So, and you know what? I didn't think, but I turn the thing on. I'm going to go right over here right now, and I'm going to turn questions and answers. Okay, I'm sorry. I should have put that up before. I had a note to myself, which, as you can see, I didn't. I should have put it on one of the PowerPoints. I'm going to have to next time because I keep forgetting it. So, because if you have the Showcase app, which is the one that brings up those links and everything that are on there, then the question and answer thing. So I've got the question and answer app up there, and I'll be glad to answer any questions, whether it's about what we talked about is Amazon private label selling for you. I'd like to do that first. And then after that, I'll be glad to answer any questions, period. Anything you've got about private label or a wholesale, retail arbitrage, go right ahead. I'm willing to answer that. I just hope that I gave you something to talk about, think about, and just to kind of mull over in your mind, because there's a big difference between private label and wholesale. And wholesale is close to private label, but not quite, because you're still most of the time. Let me see. How am I going to say this? You can in wholesale come find manufacturers, and a lot of times I did, that will put the labels on for you. We'll ship right to Amazon. It takes some work, but you can do it. And so that's the closest one of all the other ones that'll come to private label. But like I say, private label by far, because you don't have to worry about the competition. You don't have to worry about somebody on the race to the what do they call that, the price lowering tool, and the race to the bottom. Like they talk about, I've been there, folks, been there. I've gotten burned, and that's not fun. That's not fun. I'm not saying that everything in private label makes you smell like a rose, but it compared to some of that stuff, that race to the bottom, and those people that, and especially you get new people come on, don't know what they're doing, and somebody talks to them and say, oh, you got to have a repricer. They put a repricer on there, and they don't know what they're doing, and sometimes they're selling below the thing, and they're not just hurting themselves, they're hurting everybody else on that product. And so it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What can I tell you? I see we're only about half of our time right here. And like I say, here's the, I guess I hope everybody can see the question and answer thing is up there. And so, you know, maybe I should take the showcase off. I guess not. It should be okay. I hope you can, everybody see it. Let me try it. I'm going to try something here in a minute. Showcase, and then, all right. And it's off, and then we're going to go questions and answers. Okay, there we are. Now, I hope everybody can see that. You're welcome to put your questions and answers in there. I will be glad. If not, I'm going to start singing here in a minute. And believe me, folks, you do not want to hear me sing. So I hate to put you through that, the things like that, but anything you want. If I get up, I can dance, but I'll be known. I got my pajamas on underneath. You know, it's what can I tell you? It's 8:30 already down here in South Florida, and I took my shower, and I thought, well, why in the heck put my pants and everything back on when all you can see is my top? So I've got my jammies on, and I'm sitting here, and I'm having a good time. And what can I tell you? Just waiting for some questions to thing. If not, why, I guess we'll sign up, because I don't have anything more prepared like that. I'd be glad to answer any questions. What can I tell you? That's what we're here for. And I would say I will go one more little more shameless plug for those of you that I see we've got some ones that weren't here in the beginning. So we'll tell you with the other apps I had up there, but on the course. A couple people have asked me if I'd be willing to take payments on the course, and of course it would. I'm here to help you. I'll work any way you want. I could do 2 payment or 3 payments. I think a 3 payment will work out to like $120, something like that, 3 times. And so if you're interested in that, just PM me. You know, you can do Terry Shire at Google Plus, or hit me up in the Facebook page or wherever you can find me, and I'll be glad to work it out. Or if I get enough requests, I'll even put a button on the sales page down there to get it to a 3-page or a 2-page thing. I'm willing to work with you. I work with anybody. And one more time, while we're talking about it, it's privatelabelselling.com. And if you go look on it, and we've new things, we've put all the products. I'm not all the product. All the past Google Hangouts I've did and everything are right there on the right. You can go and look them up, and you can watch them right from there, or you can go to my YouTube channel and you can watch them from there. They're listed, or you can go to my Google Plus thing, and you can watch them from there. But the easiest way is just go to privatelabelselling.com, and you don't even have to log in or anything like that. I'm not trying to sneak your email address or anything like that. You just go right over there, and you're good to go. You can listen to them, and leave me if you got a question, leave me, and I'll be glad to answer. So I see we do have a question here, so I'm going to get it. Let's bring this up here, and okay. If I buy a product from China and they airship the items directly to Amazon, what kind of UPC or barcode or label do they need to put on the item? How do I know what info to put on the label? Okay, that's a good question. It's maybe too fast. As far as what type of information you got to put on the label, it depends on what type of product. If it's a food product, you've got to be really careful of that, because there's a lot of things, and you have to put your the contents and the calories and all that. But I presume that's not what you're talking about. I presume what you're buying, you're going to have to put your UPC. If it's your own product and you're labeling it and you're branding it under your brand, then there's no reason why. Just go out and you buy a UPC code, and you have that UPC code put on your label, just like any other product would, like this one here. Well, this has got it right here, but put it on there, and basically that's all you need, and you can ship your product, ship it in right there, because it's got the UPC on it, and unless it's something that demands to be bagging, you don't even have to bag it or anything else. If I've got some products that go in just like they are. It's a bottle, and it's got the label on it and everything. The UPC code is right there on the label, and that's all I have to do. I just send it to Amazon, and that's it. So I hope that, without knowing what specific product you've got, that's the best I can answer that. But usually, as far as Amazon's concerned, it just has to be a UPC or a barcode, the same thing, on the label, so that it can be scanned. It's got to be someplace where it's visible, so they can scan it. They just want their people in the warehouse to have the be able to get it done easily. So you got to make it come up there, so it's so it's scannable, and that's all Amazon cares about, and that's what they want. As far as if it's a food item, like I say, then you have to talk to. I would talk to the manufacturer. Probably they know exactly what has to go on the label. But when you talk about food items or something that has a code date on it for like foodstuffs and the expiration date and stuff like that, then I would talk to the manufacturer, find out about that before. I can't tell you that, because I know I used to deal with it, but I don't know what, for your specific product, what kind of restrictions yet. I would look at your competition and see what they've got on there, but and get some idea for that. But then maybe call the Food and Drug. I don't know who, but that's the best I could tell you on that. So, but that's it. As far as Amazon's concerned, it just has to be a UPC, and there's certain things that you have to have a double seal, like if it's a liquid and that. But that all depends on the product. Like I say, without knowing the product, there's not much I can tell you about that. So here's another question. Don't you have to also do FBA labels as well? No. No, you don't. Don't have to do an FBA label. There's no reason for it, a FSCU label, or what you want to call it. There's no reason for it. As long as you've got that barcode on your label and it's present right there where it can be scanned by Amazon, that's all you need, because that's your product, and you're sending it in like that, and that's the reason for that listing. That's the reason it's got a UPC down there. You got to make sure now that UPC can't be used for two or more than one product. Don't forget, now, if you have a 1-pack and a 2-pack, you need a UPC for the 1-pack and need a UPC for the 2-pack. But you can put that UPC on the label, and no, you don't have to also have the FBA label on there, the FSCU label. That's just it. I mean, if the reason the FSCU label, if you look right there in Amazon's instructions and everything like that. If it says right there, if the code is used for more than one product, then you have to have that FSCU label. But if you're doing private label, your own product, and you've got the one UPC, that's all you need. And Amazon is happy as punch because they don't have to mess around with all those other labels and that. So hope that answers your questions. Penelope's House of Bargains. What a neat name. I like that. All right. Here's another one. It's just a simple product made of plastic, so it sounds like a UP label. Oh, yes. This is a guy that asked the other questions, or I presume it's a guy or a gal. Indie Game Labs. So yes, UPC label is all enough. And where do you get my UPC codes? Oh man, there's tons. If you just Google UPC codes, you're going to come up with 5 or 6 places. You can get them on eBay. One of the neat places I've never had, but I know a lot of people do. You can buy them on eBay. You know, you're not talking expensive. It depends on how many you buy. You can get them up there less than $1 a piece. You know, if you buy a whole bunch. But I usually buy them 20 at a time, something like that. And I think it's $30-some, something like that. It's thinking over there. I don't know if I can find them real fast or something, but it's not. But I'm trying to think where. Like I say, if you just UPC, if you just Google UPC codes, you're going to find all kind of places like that. And like I say, I know you can buy them on eBay. eBay sells them. I think they buy them by 20s or something like that. So we're not talking about something a lot of money here. But like I say, just make sure for this to work is make sure you only use it on the one product. You can't use the same UPC code for a 1-pack and a 2-pack. You need a separate UPC code for the 1-pack and a separate UPC code for the 2-pack. And then Amazon is good to go and they love it. Okay. Hope that answers your questions. We got time for some more, or otherwise I'm going to start singing. What can I tell you? That is neat. It's just a simple product made of plastic. So yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I hope you got it bagged and everything right. And that's another thing you got to watch out for. You know, like I say, that UPC code has to be someplace where it's readily scannable by the people in Amazon, and they'll tell you if it doesn't, because but just be cognizant that it's got to be someplace where it's readily scannable. You know, you can't be hidden underneath or anything like that. So best place is put it on the label, just like most products. Put on the label. Here's one I got from a sampler of the day. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the UPC code right there, and that came from Amazon, just like this. So you know, it's what can I tell you? That's all you need. All right. So we got time for more questions. It's only 8:39, and we're good till 9 o'clock, or we can even go over if we have to. But be glad to answer any questions you got. Excuse me, just a minute. I have some water. All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm here. You really don't want me to sing. Now, you know, what can I tell you? I could do a little dance right now. You know, what can I tell you? I got an invitation from a man the other day that's got a course on Udemy and wants me to come and do a program with him, which I think I'm going to. I don't know if it'll be next week or maybe the week after that. If I had, I will announce it on my thing if you want to follow me. I'd enjoy you coming over and listening to that. But that's just a sidebar because I'm filling up time here, just waiting for somebody to put a question in here. But so anyway, that's it. I don't know too much about it. Like I say, I was just saying when. On the promotion, people have asked me about doing a 2-payment or 3-payment on the price for the course, and I said yes, I'd be willing to do that. Just PM me if I get enough people to ask. I'll just put a PayPal button on the course for a 2-pay or 3-pay. So I'm willing to work with you any way you want. like I say, and if you want the past Google Hangouts, let me tell you, there's a wealth of information. I'm not bragging on you. Just a lot of stuff is because people asking questions on that bring stuff out, and you learn a lot. And they're right there. Privatelabelselling.com is the name of the website, and you find right there on the right. You're gonna have a not low, what am I saying? You're going to have a list of all the past Google Hangouts and what the subject matter and all that. So click on and take advantage of it. You know, information on the courses on that site, just anything. We're going to try and we're not going to try. We're going to make that the premier private label selling site on Amazon. What can I tell you? It's just I want to try and make that jam-packed. So you got questions, you can come there, you can get them answered, and what can I tell you? So I'll wait just another minute or so, and then we're going to sign off, because I just have me ramble on. I can give you shameless promotions about this, but what can I tell you, folks? I'm serious about this Amazon private label. Is it for you? You know, is Amazon private label selling for you? It's something you've got to do. Take what I said there, do your due diligence and think about it. But man, I'm telling you, if you're gonna spend all the time and all that work creating something, you might as well create a business that's going to be sellable, and it's going to be inheritable, and it's going to be something you can pass on, or you can sell, or you can hire a manager for it. Do it rather than just create a job, because don't do like I did. 22 years I had that decorating business, and it was one of the premier decorating businesses on the Treasure Coast of Florida. That's where I live, and it was very successful, and we did. But when I went to sell it, I couldn't sell it. Why? Because I was the business. And if you take me out, which I wanted to get out, and somebody come in, they didn't have the slightest idea how to do it, because everything was dependent on me. And that's the way it is with retail arbitrage or wholesale. It all depends on you. But with private label, my gosh, you can even set it up so Amazon tells you when it's time to reorder the product. You can't get much more simpler than that. Can't get it, folks. So what can I tell you? I'm here. Is Amazon private label selling for you? You've got to decide. So with that being said, I see there's no more. This one I already answered. Real quick, if somebody's got a thing, put it, or if not, otherwise, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. Glad I could answer any questions. And, you know, I have a heck of a good time. I just enjoy it. Wait a minute. Okay. I've heard about well, wait, I'm going to get it up here so everybody can see it. I've heard about worldwide brands for suppliers, but see that they charge a fee. If you do use worldwide brands, is the sign-up fee worth it? Thanks. Yes. Matter of fact, if you go to that my website, you'll also find on the front page a link to worldwide brands. I couldn't recommend worldwide brands enough. That one supplier I told you about in Canada came from worldwide brands, and that has paid for my subscription many times over. Plus all the others, almost every wholesaler I got, except for the ones over in China, came from worldwide brands. I've never hired a VA to go looking for wholesalers. I've never done any of that. I've used worldwide brands. No matter, the neat thing about worldwide brands is you can, real simple, what's the product you want? You log into worldwide brands, you put your product in there, and they come up with a whole list of people. And the neat thing about it is those people want to sell to Amazon suppliers. And if they don't, they'll put it right on their listing here. We do not sell to Amazon, which is far, or Amazon or eBay usually, which is far from most of them don't. Most of them want to sell. They're set up to sell to Amazon and eBay, and they'll help you. And those are the ones I get where they will actually label my product if it comes to a supplier on a wholesale product that I have to have labeled. They'll label it for me. They'll put the labels on the boxes and ship it right to Amazon. It doesn't have to come to me, especially when you live down in South Florida, and with the new where they're charging by not by the actual weight, but they're charging by volume and everything like that. My guy, my freight fees went up from with just a hair under 50 cents to now they're a little over 79 cents. And that's with even once in a while they got a new warehouse in Florida. I got to ship to it a couple times, but it's got up there and it's getting ridiculous, folks. So you got to protect yourself, and the better you can get to where you get to suppliers and they send it right to Amazon. If you're doing with legitimate suppliers and they know you and you know them, like we teach in the course, man, you've got no problem. For God's sake, send it in. You don't have to see it. It's just like if something's not working for you, get rid of it. For God's sakes, don't feel like because it's your baby, you've got to hold on and try to recreate the wheel. I got one product right now, was one of my first bundles I put together, and that thing sold and sold and sold, and all of a sudden it just quit. And I've tried and it's not working. So you know what? It's going, folks. It's going. What can I tell you? But back to Worldwide Brands. There's probably not another website that I could recommend as highly as Worldwide Brands. They're excellent. Like I say, there's a link on my course right there to Worldwide Brands. That's the reason I've got it there, because I think they're worth it. And like I say, the neat thing about it is, let me go in here. Usually when you go and you type your product in, they're going to come up with the wholesalers, light bulk wholesalers, and then full-fledged wholesalers. Now let me tell you about it. The light bulk are the ones that they will drop ship for you and all that. But the neat thing, you're going to get your best price from the full wholesalers. Now, if you're doing private label, and if you can afford to pay full tilt, like most of them in full boat, they might have a 50 case minimum. But like I say, I was doing a lot of groceries and that. So, and a 50 case minimum, people say a lot, but no, if you got good products, 50 case minimum, and especially this one wholesaler I'm thinking about who sent the stuff in for me and everything, he would guarantee me that he would not send anything into Amazon with less than 5 months good on the code date. So I didn't have to worry about that. Never had a product set back because of code dates. So, and that all came from Worldwide Brands. Those people are fantastic, and I hope that answers your question. Worldwide Brands is one of my favorite, and I'd be lost without them. I'll be honest with you, because I use them all the time, and I like the new website too. It's better than the old, but takes a little bit to get used to, but it's neat. And I think except for two or three, just almost all my suppliers came from Worldwide Brands. I've never gone out, except the one I told you about, the one in Ohio. I did that. I found that on Google, 12 pages deep. But what can I tell you? So, well, I hope that answers your question. I don't want to get in here and do a program of Worldwide Brands, but I do. Some night I'm going to just open the thing up. I'm going to have people come in and give me a product like that. We're going to put it in Worldwide Brands, and we're going to bring it up and see exactly what comes up, just to show you what I mean. But if you're doing wholesale, man, you need to have an account at Worldwide Brands. What can I tell you? Like I say, that there is a link over there in my website, privatelabelselling.com. It is an affiliate link. I'll tell you that right up front, but it won't cost you any more than if you go right straight there. And besides, my wife would appreciate it. What can I tell you? She likes stuff like that. Anyway, folks, I hope I answered all your questions tonight. I really enjoyed. I thank you all for coming out tonight. I thank you for being on the Google Hangout, and what can I tell you? We'll be live again next week, 8 o'clock, always on Thursday night, unless something comes up, and usually it doesn't, then I will notify you, but I'll have the notifications in there. And if you signed up for the course tonight, you will automatically, not signed up for the course, if you signed up for this Hangout tonight, you automatically get get put on my Hangout notice thing, so you get a notice for the next one. If not, why, you'll see them all over the internet, and I send them out. So with that being said, I thank you for being here tonight. I enjoyed your company, and we will see you next week. So thank you.